JBN, we keep you informed. Coming up in the news today, St. Anne man dies in crash. Man succumbs to injuries after being hit by JUTC bus. Tufton reports spike in flu-like illnesses puts island on alert. 60 firefighters battled major blaze at cardboard manufacturing company. Spanish Town Hospital probing improper handling of infectious waste at maternity ward, and near miss for $17 million Mobe sign. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items. St. Anne man dies in crash. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF said 28-year-old Kevin Johnson from Alderton District in Claremont St. Anne has died in a motor vehicle accident. The tragedy unfolded on Civil Main Road in the parish about 5:30 a.m. on Friday, February 8. The JCF's Corporate Communications Unit said that the vehicle in which Johnson was traveling collided into another. They were heading in different directions. Johnson was taken to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Man succumbs to injuries after being hit by JUTC bus. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company JUTC is reporting that a man has died after he was struck by one of his buses early yesterday morning in Kingston. In a statement, the JUTC said about 5:50 a.m. the bus was traveling towards downtown Kingston along Waltham Park Road. When on reaching the vicinity of the Chinese cemetery, a car that was traveling in the opposite direction, reportedly with bright lights, impaired the vision of the driver. The JUTC said the driver reportedly veered to the left when he felt an impact. Passengers on board the bus also confirmed to the driver that he had hit someone. The injured man was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. The JUTC said the incident has been reported to the police, who are conducting an investigation. It said its Accident Investigations Department is also conducting a probe. Meanwhile, the driver has been taken off frontline duty and will undergo counseling. Tufton reports spike in flu-like illnesses puts island on alert. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has put the island on alert for fever and respiratory or influenza-like illnesses, warning that there has been a significant increase in the number of cases across the island. While not providing specific data on the number of influenza or flu cases, Tufton told the Parliament on Tuesday that the situation has caused health facilities to be bursting at the seams, with up to 30 people waiting to get a bed at some hospitals. Flu is an acute viral infection that spreads easily from person to person, mainly by coughing, sneezing, and through close contact. The viruses circulate worldwide and can affect anybody in any age group, with symptoms varying by age and include fever or chills, sore throat, muscle aches, fatigue, cough, headache, and runny or stuffy nose. Mr. Speaker, we wish to advise this Honourable House and the members of the public that the flu is to be taken seriously, as it can lead to pneumonia and blood infections and cause diarrhea and seizures in children. The flu can also worsen chronic medical conditions such as heart or lung disease, Tufton told Parliament in a statement on the subject on Tuesday. Persons at the highest risk of dangerous complications from the flu are infants and young children, adults 60 years and older, pregnant women, and persons with chronic medical conditions or weakened immune systems. Mr. Speaker, in preparing for this flu season, a total of 21,900 doses of influenza vaccine were purchased by the Ministry of Education through the Pan American Health Organization (PAHO) revolving fund for vaccines, and distributed to parish health departments in late October 2018. Vaccination of target groups commenced in November 2018, the minister noted. The vaccine is offered free of cost in the public health system to high priority groups, including healthcare workers, children and elderly with chronic diseases, pregnant women, individuals who are institutionalized or in state care, and non-health frontline workers. Private healthcare providers are encouraged to procure the vaccine through private distributors in order to provide for the general population. By activating the protocols for an alert status for fever and respiratory illness The Ministry of Health said it will immediately enhance its public education campaign to reinforce good hand hygiene and emphasize respiratory etiquette, activate enhanced infection control programs in hospitals and health facilities for preventing, controlling, and investigating communicable diseases, increase stocks of medication in hospitals and health facilities to respond to increase in the number of persons hospitalized, continue and expand the extended opening hours at health centers to provide access to at-risk populations, to include the elderly and children under 5 years old, and continue implementation of overcrowding management plans for major hospitals. Mr. Speaker, the implication of this increase in the number of cases of the flu will mean that members of the public will experience longer waiting times at public health facilities. We crave their indulgence as we seek to ensure that all those who visit our facilities receive care, Tufton said. At the same time, we strongly encourage members of the public to practice good hygiene, including washing hands with soap and water and covering the mouth and nose while coughing or sneezing, he added. 60 firefighters battled a major blaze at cardboard manufacturing company. Dozens of firefighters were pulled from several corporate area stations to fight a massive blaze at the Jamaica packaging industries at 154 Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston on Monday night. Public Relations Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Emilio Banks, said some 60 fire personnel responded. In addition, he said employees from Petrojam were helping with 2 water trucks, and water was being pulled from the nearby sea to put out the massive blaze at the cardboard manufacturing plant. There are mounds of paper, and they are tightly packed, so once the fire gets into this location, you have to actually tear the piles apart to get the fire out, Banks said. He said firefighters had used a range of techniques with a nozzle to extinguish the blaze. Employees of the cardboard manufacturing company also rushed with buckets to pour on rolls of paper to prevent them from igniting. In the meantime, firefighters were trying to keep a gas cylinder cool as it too was under threat. The fire had caused a major traffic congestion on Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston. The fire is reported to have started after strong winds sent sparks flying from the back of an old truck in which garbage was being burnt. The old truck was abandoned adjacent to the cardboard manufacturing company. Spanish Town Hospital probing improper handling of infectious waste at maternity ward. The Spanish Town Hospital is now probing reports that infectious waste generated by the facility was recently left unattended outside the maternity ward. The issue was highlighted in a tweet by Consumers Intervention of Jamaica. Is this what we're exposing our pregnant women and newborns to? The tweet questioned. In response, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton retweeted mischief. According to the minister, the waste was placed outside the ward during cleaning of the facility and was removed shortly after. When you take a picture of a work in progress, it does not signalize neglect. It signalizes that something is happening, but a still picture will not reflect that. And also, a picture is not always what it appears, Tufton said. However, Consumers Intervention of Jamaica says the picture was taken 2 hours after the waste was first observed. Yesterday afternoon, Dwayne Francis, the Chief Executive Officer of the Spanish Town Hospital, said the medical waste should not have been placed outside the maternity ward in the first place. According to him, sanitation workers are expected to retrieve the infectious waste from the wards and place it in the red bins provided by the waste management plant near the maternity ward. It is not the norm for them to do this kind of thing. It may be a case of they were taking them down and just place it down quickly, but leaving it on the ground is not the way we operate, Francis said. He said the hospital management wants to establish what went wrong and warned that anyone found wanting will be held accountable. Near miss for $17 million Montego Bay sign. Just hours after being declared a national disgrace by opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips on Sunday night, the controversial $17 million Welcome to Montego Bay sign came close to being damaged Monday morning when a truck overturned and landed near the lawn surrounding the monument. Before coming to a halt near the sign, which is located at the entrance to the Sangster International Airport, the truck struck 2 other vehicles, resulting in injuries to 5 persons. Motorist Ardley Richards, who was traveling in his car ahead of the ill-fated truck, which was heading west towards Montego Bay about 7 a.m., said had the driver not swerved to avoid hitting his vehicle, the accident could have impacted more persons. A car hit the strip in the road and the driver braked up suddenly. The truck driver had no choice but to swerve. Our hail symbol and mash up all of the vehicles in front of him, said Richards. Police personnel from the Freeport Traffic Department, as well as firefighters from the St. James Fire Department, who were early on the scene, helped in transporting the injured persons to the hospital and in clearing the road of traffic. Since the erection of the controversial Montego Bay sign, motorists have been complaining about its height, saying it is blocking their view of traffic from the airport leading towards Queens Drive, which they say could result in accidents. Every time we see this monument, we see $17 million worth of problems, said one motorist. When the previous sign was there, nobody had any problems because they could see clearly from all directions. Efforts to get information on the status of the injured persons proved futile. The original sign was destroyed in an auto crash last March. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.